Hi, and welcome to another Talk Wednesday where we are holding our breath and hoping that the internet supports us as we navigate our time together. This is take two for us with this. So, Jennifer, thank you so much for your understanding and for rolling with the
Course.
punches. Before you and I get into the thick of things, I, of course, want to thank Shelly Lynn for this opportunity for you and I to be here together for Talk Wednesday, and also to thank Leanne Miles and her team at the Clinton Wilkins Mortgage Group for the generous support of Talk Wednesdays. So, without further ado, Jennifer, so lovely to have you here. Where are you in the world? I believe you're on the
Uh,
West Coast, but
I am. I'm in New Westminster, which is just like 20 minutes out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's gorgeous here.
amazing. It is. It's one of my favorite places. I am married to a Chilliwack boy.
Ah,
I lived on the in the province for 13 years, and a big part of my heart is there. I was married out there, and it's truly a special place. So, is Vancouver home for you always, or are you a BC import?
no, yes, I was born in Ottawa and I lived in Ottawa for many years. Then we moved to Calgary and then to Victoria. And then my job brought me over here to Vancouver. So I've just like moved my way across the country and seen some great cities along the way. But yes, this is
Amazing,
my home now.
amazing. Wonderful. So now, when you say your job brought you out there, so I'm knowing what you do now. We haven't told the people yet. So I'm assuming it's not what you're doing today.
No, no, I was in the financial industry and I've also been a mortgage broker. And my husband was in the same industry. We actually met when he was doing a relief assignment in the office in Victoria over like 26 years ago. And we both got promoted over here to Vancouver and it just took off from there. So, yes,
Amazing. So
that was
you've
before.
you've been in you've been in the corporate realm. And
Yes.
it's interesting because so many entrepreneurs, you hear that common theme of, I was in the corporate world, I was, doing the traditional business, um, and then their passion seems to find them. So I would love to hear a little bit more about, how you transitioned from corporate to who you are today and what you do today.
Absolutely. So just a little bit back, I was a single mom quite early in my life. And I put myself through university as a single mom, which took me 7 years. And
Mm.
then I did get a job in the corporate world. And what that did was it really took a lot of my time away from my daughter. And all activities were in the evening. Everything we did was in the evening, but they're young, so they're in bed early. I just felt that a lot of my time was spent working in a job that was exceptionally stressful and aging me at a rapid pace. So when I met my husband and then we decided to have our son, our baby, I said to him it was very important to me that I was able to be at home with him until he went into kindergarten. So I
Mm.
just wanted to do things very differently. So leaving the corporate world to be at home with my son was where it started. I had actually planned on going back into that field when he hit kindergarten, but life. Um, I ended up, before that happened, I took in my grandkids when they were babies due to addiction, just plaguing our families like it does many, many others. I myself am a recovering alcoholic, almost 18 years sober. Sadly, my daughter still has not found her
Congratulations.
way. Thank
Congratulations.
you.
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I wish my daughter could find the way. I pray for that, and I never give up hope. It's been years, but we did end up taking in the kids when they were babies. Now my grandson is 15, and my granddaughter is just about 13. And so I felt I still needed to be present, especially with the turmoil that we were all going through with this huge adjustment. So I don't know if I was really looking, but I know I needed something, and I know that I wanted to be present. So I was at a bit, I was at a roadblock. I just didn't know what I was going to do. And I don't know if it found me. I'm thinking Rodan and Fields might have found me, because it was just a before and after on Facebook of a woman with sun damage just like me. And her after picture was so amazing that I thought, I got to try it. I just got to see. I got 60 days to try it. I'm going to give it a try. And I joined 45 days later, and I will never look back at that decision. And
Mm,
that is kind of how I entered this unknown realm, because it was very unknown to me. And it's just been a game changer for me, just a life changing opportunity.
mm. So what was that? Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that vulnerable piece. And we it just goes to show, right? We don't know people's stories, what people are going through. And clearly you are that person that you're going to make the best of everything, and you've got that resilience, and you're going to keep on keeping on, and find find what lights you up. And I'm so thrilled for you that um, that you and
Yeah.
Rodan came together and are doing amazing things. So so you mentioned this before and after picture. So what was the first thing about Rodan and Fields that spoke to you, that you really, really resonated with? And yeah, I would just love to hear about your segue, your official segue into that company, where you are today.
Absolutely. Well, it really was. The only thing I had to go on was the before and after. I just had such terrible sun damage, and it really, really kicked my confidence to the curb. I just was so self conscious. I just plastered the makeup on. I hid behind my hair. I just never felt good. I felt everyone was looking, and it just always made me feel super uncomfortable and bad about myself. And so, and I didn't realize how bad it actually made me feel until I tried the products,
Mm,
but it was the before and after that caught my interest. I reached out to a complete stranger. I said, look, I know I have 60 days, money back guarantee to give this stuff a try. I want to try it. Like, I'm desperate. And I started to notice results within 2 weeks. Like at 30 days, I couldn't stop talking about my face. And then at day 45, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. I am going to do it. I am scared to death, but I am going to do it. And I just jumped in and I signed up, because I honestly felt that it had helped me. I felt so good in my confidence level and so good in my skin that I knew that I could help women feel the exact same way about themselves. So that's how it really started for me. I kid you not, I knew nothing about this platform. I knew nothing about direct sales. I was super duper green. am not lying when I said I woke up and I was dry heaving the next morning. Like, what have I done? And I really had to remind myself, you know what you've done. You've done this because you know that you can help women. You know you can help them with their skin. It didn't start off with helping them with an opportunity yet, because I hadn't really delved into the opportunity, and I hadn't really gone any further than the skin, but I knew at that point and at the onset that I could help women feel good in their skin. That's how it
mm,
started. And then more and more women that were trying the products decided that they too felt they could help women with their skin. And so all of a sudden I was having this team, and the whole group of us that just were working together to help other women in not only their skin, but also in an opportunity that was now really beginning to flourish and help my family and my life. So it started off as one thing, but really grew into another. Once you get that community feel, once you find your tribe, once you just hear from clients or get emails or texts, just how happy they are about their skin and how happy they are that they decided to jump into the opportunity. I mean, that just feels better than any paycheck could ever do for me. It just is a feel good. So I've never been someone that's been into sales. Like it's just not, it's not a comfortable thing for me. So that's not how I approach this business. I always knew that it would be very organic for me, that I would be very real. I would be very open to allow people to connect with me. And I just really come from the heart. And I think that that is what is projected. People don't think, oh, she's just trying to sell. People know that I'm trying to help. And there is a real difference there. It's not, as icky, really, because I genuinely do want to help. So it really is a feel good. And the journey, the confidence, I mean, you just can't put a price on that. You just can't. I am far from the woman I was 6 years ago. I really didn't have a lot of confidence. And I have built so much confidence, and especially with openly talking about addiction, because I think that's the problem right there is no one really talks about it. And there's such a stigma attached to it. But my daughter went to private school. My daughter traveled to Europe. She did private singing lessons. She did all the all. And yet she's an addict on the street. So you don't know. And until I actually opened up about stuff like that, it was unbelievable the amount of people that reached out on the back end that had never told anybody that someone in their family
Mhm.
was an addict, but told me. Like it's like a release. It's just, it builds a connection that it's hard to put words to. But I think I'm very real and authentic, and I think that that has really been a big part of why my journey has been very successful for me.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. It's so true. It's so true. It's incredible how many people suffer in silence. Um, and I think there's a big reason why a person like Brene Brown has become as big as she is, because she's really shone that light on how shame keeps us stuck. We as humans, we're built for community and connection. And the more we withdraw, in our shame and in our silence, that's not what we're built for. But it's incredible how when you're brave enough to step into your truth and into your story, there literally is that sigh of and how often somebody else goes, me too, me too. And then you
Absolutely.
get to link hands and lift one another up instead of segregating ourselves. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to the Pursuit 365 community as a whole, was that platform of sharing our stories, and saying, like, we didn't all just wake up one day as these business people. We didn't just wake up one day and have the golden goose, so to speak, right? That it's taken some, it's taken hard work, and it's taken learning hard lessons and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it all is worth it, because you believe so much in what you're doing, and that's why you're successful, right? So I love what you said when you said it. What you literally focused on the products themselves. You didn't talk about the business. It was, hey, I've got something that can help you. So it's that spirit of giving. And I'm reading for the second time this beautiful little book called The Go Giver, and it's very much what I believe in. It's that when you help somebody else out, there's that gift of reciprocity. And the more we can get, not worry about what somebody's going to take from us, but instead, like, I genuinely have something that I can help you with. And if that person passes it on, and that ripple effect, and that's actually one of the beautiful things about direct sales. And I think that, that's where I feel like why you are shining. So I'd love to know a little bit more about your Rodan Fields community, and not necessarily like what the compensation package is, but I'd love to know a little bit more about how your community works, and kind of maybe who's on your team, or just some insight into that.
Absolutely. I mean, our community is we're just an uplifting group of women who really cheer one another on. It's not, I mean, it's a dog eat dog world out there, but I don't feel that way within our community. We're very respectful of what we do, and we're always bouncing ideas off of each other. We love to host events together. I love to host events with my team. And I think, like, what I really find is that women don't really realize what they're capable of until you can really help guide them to see that. And that is just like the transformations that I've seen within the women in my team, and even the women in the community, have just been, it's just uplifting. It's just a feel good all around. I don't even know how else to say it. Like, I skip into my office here every morning, 6 years in, because we are a community of helping. Like, that's what we're about. We're not, the training is always there. There's so much training available. My upline is amazing. My sideline sisters, but I think it's what we do together that just really breeds this culture of not only gratefulness, but just confidence and belief and support, which is huge. I'm not sure if that's
Mm,
exactly what you were
mhm,
asking.
mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, one of my dearest friends, he uses the quote all the time that a rising tide lifts all ships. And that's exactly what you're explaining, right? It's that we link hands, and if we can link hands, reach out to one another, and everybody lifts, everybody rises, and every you're empowering, and then that power gets handed on, and again, that ripple effect is so beautiful. That's why I love championing people in direct sales, right? Because I know there is a stigma where a lot of people are concerned with direct sales, because there's that whole pyramid scheme thing that gets said, and every business has a pyramid involved. So that's where, at the end of the day, you go back to your heart, and you go back to, I've got this thing that changed my life, and you know what, I'm going to share it with you, and if it's not for you, that's okay. No different than me and my sandwich shop, that I create what I think is the most delicious sandwich, and if you come in and it's not for you, that's okay, because we're not meant for everybody, right? But when you find your people, there's there's nothing better. There's nothing better. So I would love to know, in your team, have because you build teams. So geographically, how far does your team spread? I just always find that fascinating, right? Where again, where people get connected from geographically.
Absolutely. I have a team in Australia and the US and throughout Canada. So basically, in the areas that we service right now is the extent of my reach. And I love that because, different folks just from all over the place. And it just goes to show that I mean, this business really is for anybody and everybody and all walks of life. I'm a grandma. I'm turning 54 in 2 weeks. I am completely computer illiterate. So I mean, a lot of people say, okay, girl, if you can do it, I can do it. And it's like, exactly. Yes. But yes, my reach, it does spread, and we will be opening up in more places. And I mean, I just go where people need me. I'm just looking for people that are looking for me, and people that I can help. And that is everywhere that we service. Yes. I'm hoping Mexico
Mhm.
soon, because I'm half
Oh,
Mexican, and we have a lot of family in Mexico. So I'm hoping that we open in Mexico soon because that would be awesome.
that'd be super fun. Super fun.
Yes.
So I would love to I'm going to make you I'm going to force you to hone in, and if you had to pick, you had to hone in and pick your favorite Rodan and Fields product. It, now again,
Oh
it could
Lord.
maybe be, well, because you have, actually I should back the question up a little bit. So what branches does Rodan and Fields cover? So because we know that there's skincare, but is there, I would love to hear about like the branches and the different segments or
Absolutely.
sections,
Yeah, we
product
are just
lines.
we are just skin and hair care. We really want to stick just to skin. And when I say hair care, it's because we go from a root to tip approach. So we're still dealing with the skin. We don't want to, start doing smoothies and all that kind of stuff. So we're really kind of honed in on those two areas. With our skincare, we really focus on the four main issues that were consistently brought forth to our doctors, which were anti-aging, sun damage, skin sensitivity and redness, and adult acne. They were the creators of
Mm,
Proactive. So they've been around for a long time. They did sell that, and then they brought in a new teen line called Spotless. So we focus on those core areas with a multitude of enhancements to really accelerate and improve the results based off those four core systems. And then we also have some tools, some skincare tools, and then the hair care, which is our Volume Plus for volume and shine, and then our Smooth Plus for dry, frizzy hair, flat hair. So that's kind of the realm of our products. They really, I mean, everyone has skin. We're all aging, and the products they offer a 60-day money back guarantee because they're confident that the products are going to work. And you really do need 60 days to get a good gauge. I mean, we have samples, which I love to send out, but that's just more like a little tester. But it's still, people try one sample, their skin feels great, and that's kind of where we go from there. I like to get people on the phone
mm,
and just chat about it, or FaceTime, make it a little more personal. But our products speak for themselves. I never really have to sell them because a lot of times people approach me because of my own face. Like, what, you're turning 54, you're a grandmother, and my skin has never looked better. So I am like a huge advocate of the products and, of course, the opportunity, because that's what's got me here today.
mm.
6 years later, I wouldn't still be here 6 years if the opportunity wasn't doing anything for me or my skin. See how glowy I am?
Right. And yeah. Well, and you nailed it. You saying, that like you're a grandmother, right? Like you're the perfect billboard for what you do, because you look fantastic. So, you really, really represent your product so well. And that putting a money back guarantee on something, like you said, right? When you dove in for the first time, to be like, okay, like ultimately, I have nothing to lose, and only everything to gain. And here
Absolutely.
you are. And here you are.
Because
And
people,
and
we spend.
your passion is palpable. Like you ooze passion, and it's highly contagious. So I think anyone that is in need of this, like here you are, and they're going to resonate. So if you are wanting more information, Jennifer's website is here for the taking. Now, where's the best place though for people to connect with you, Jennifer? Do you prefer it through your website? Is it through social media?
I think social media. I'm basically Jennifer Domville on Facebook and jdomville on Instagram. That's a really easy way to connect with me, and then it's a great opportunity just to take a quick boo at my feed, so you can see what I'm about. I mean, I'm not all RNF on there. I'm a family. I'm a mom. I've got kids, grandkids, and I volunteer a lot. I work out. I plant based eat. I mean, there's a lot more to me. But absolutely, if you're looking to try something, it is a win-win because you have 60 days to give it a try. And if you're unhappy, I'm not going to take it personally. I didn't make it. So you get your money back, and then everyone's leaving happy. And that's what it's about. I just want people to be happy. That's what it's about for me because I'm happy.
And yeah, and that's all. And like I said, not everything is for everybody, but until we try things, right? We don't know. We really don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we know that you're a mom, you're a grandmother, you're a powerful, passionate businesswoman. But I would love to know what Jennifer loves to do outside of Rodan and Fields. What do you do when what lights you up? Where will we find you at a local coffee shop? Do we find you in the kitchen? Do we find you hiking? Where
Oh, yes.
what
Yes.
lights you up?
You find me hiking in the mountains, beautiful BC mountains. My husband and I are avid hikers. We love to head up to Whistler or just even the local mountains around us. We've done hikes in Chilliwack too. Um, Definitely, nature. Oh, it's like a healing for me. It's like if I'm feeling a bit off, the moment I step out of the vehicle and I take my first step into the forest, I just have this absolute calmness, just a sense of renewal, of regeneration. It just comes out immediately. The mountains are my home. I love it there. But I love the kitchen too. I love cooking. I cook big meals for my family almost every evening, and I like to switch it up all the time. And so the kitchen is also a great place of mine. And behind me, my Peloton tread. I love that thing. I love to run and exercise, and it just feels good. All those things just feel really good, and it's what I need to do to just renew.
Mm,
Yes.
that's a fantastic word. It's a fantastic word. I love that. I love that. Okay, well, we are coming to the end of our time together. So, before we sign off, are there any last words or anything, a favorite quote or anything, that you would love to leave our Pursuit 365 community with as a message or as an inspiration?
Okay then. I think something that I just like to tell, especially my team too, is just keep going. Just keep
Mm,
going. Don't give up. I mean, be scared, be afraid, and just push
mm,
past it because that is where the change happens. So for sure, that's how I feel, and that's how I feel every day. And it's worked for me. It's worked for me. Being scared and just keep going, and those things have helped me to become the confident woman that I am today. So therefore, I'm gonna share that with those that I want to see feel the same way and achieve the same things personally, mentally, emotionally, all of it.
beautiful. That's a mic drop. Mic drop. Thank you for
Oh,
that.
thank you.
Um, yeah, and so true. It is so true. So thank you for that. And yes, everyone, just keep going. Everybody has hard days. Um, Failure only makes us better, right? We just keep brushing ourselves off, and that's where this sense of community really comes in too, right? Because if you're open and honest, you'll find out that somebody else feels the exact same way that you do. You're not alone. You're not alone. So
Absolute,
Pursuit
not alone.
365 community, let's just keep lifting one another up. Thank you so much for your time today, Jennifer. It's been an absolute pleasure learning more about you and feeling your passion in your heart. And I wish you nothing but the best. Once again, thank you to Shelly Lynn for this incredible opportunity in this wonderful community, and to Leanne and your team for the generous support of these Talk Wednesdays. Until next time, guys, we'll see you then. Keep on pursuing your ultimate happiness. Take care.